And for Off the Block, I'm Vane Lopes, and we are now joined by Quincy, men's volleyball head coach Hadley Foster, after his team got a big conference victory against Ball State, their first win against a nationally ranked team since 2012. And coach, it was a pretty dramatic match, going five, lots of overtime games. How would you assess your team's performance tonight?
It got rough at times. Three extra point games. We came out. We won one of the three. So, Ball State's been in so many 2-point games and extra point games that they don't rattle easy. They're well coached, and it's tough to beat them because they're solid all the way across, and they have a huge block that's tough to deal with.
And Coach, kind of take me through the start of that fifth game for your team. You guys played a pretty dramatic third game overtime and lost 37-35, and then you lost a fourth game overtime. What were you able to do to rally your troops and get them to win that fifth game?
A lot of it was we got a little help from Ball State on some unforced errors on their part, which gave us a little bit of a cushion. And then we got very, very aggressive. We were attacking them pretty hard and moving the ball around a little bit, and people were tired. And then once we got that little bit of a cushion, it was a little bit of a downhill battle for us because we were being aggressive and they were reacting to what we were doing. And it put them in a bad spot. But they're such a good team. If they had closed it to close down the stretch, who knows how long the game would have went.
And I want to ask you about one of your players, in particular Ian Lawson. He really seemed to have a big night, especially late in the match. What was he able to do to kind of turn it around against Ball State?
I honestly don't know. Game 1 and 2, he was so aggressive and emotional, and he played so well. And then in game 3 and 4, he got really quiet, and Ball State adjusted their block on him, and he made a ton of hitting errors in games 3 and 4. But in game 5, he bared down and executed, and he changed up a few things and moved the side inside for him a little bit so he could work with it. And he picked up some big kills for it. And I really think that was the big difference between game 3, 4, and 5 was Ian's play pulled us over the top.
Yeah. And Coach, you kind of look at your team this season. You have 4 wins in the conference, knocked off a nationally ranked team. What have you been able to do to really get this program continuing to grow and develop?
I really get my teeth kicked in for the last 2 years. Those guys all started as freshmen. The bulk of my starting lineup has 2 or 3 years of starting experience. And, the Amoeba's so tough that the guys work really hard to get better, and they realize that they have to do something special to be able to compete in this conference.
Yeah.
It's not a pleasant feeling knowing what we have left in our schedule. So the guys work at it.
Yeah, and I have to ask you, it just seems like every single team in the Amoeba, or at least the majority of them, this seems like this is one of their best teams they've had in a decade. How difficult is the conference this year?
There's nobody to look past. Even McHenry, the relatively new team, they're extremely solid. They're very offensive and powerful, and there's nobody that's gonna. No one's going through unscathed right now. Every night's a dogfight. Ball State's actually probably been in the most 2-point games in the conference. They're in a battle every single night for some reason. But it's tough. With Louis, Loyola, and Ohio State being very solid teams all the way around, and then you've got us and Lindenwood and Ball State and IPSW and Grand Canyon, all relatively similar teams beating each other up. You get bound to get better when you play quality teams every single night.
Yeah, and Coach, final question before we let you go. We have about a month left of the regular season. What's your team's goal in this final stretch before we get ready for the postseason?
Same goal as every night. We just try to keep getting better and compete. The conference is too big and too good to say things like we're going to go try to win all these matches, and we're never going to say we're trying to lose. But we have to just keep improving. We graduate one senior, so senior starters. So the goal is to just keep getting better every day and be able